The bill to continue Montana's Medicaid expansion program. Senate Democrats tried for a second day in a row today to bring the bill up for another debate and vote. But that effort failed by the same margin as on Friday, 24-26, with all no votes coming from Republicans. Republican Senate Majority Leader Fred Thomas said GOP members still have some unanswered questions about the $700 million a year bill. But he also told reporters that Republicans won't vote for the bill unless they are assured that some unrelated economic development bills will succeed. Democratic Senate Minority Leader John Sesso of Butte said he's hopeful the measure will be taken up on Monday. That's the last day the Senate can pass it before it would require a supermajority vote to advance the bill because of legislative transmittal deadlines. Medicaid expansion provides government-funded health coverage to 96,000 low-income Montana adults. And with just 2 weeks left in Montana's 2019 legislature, key lawmakers sometimes find creative ways to revive favored bills or ideas that appeared to be dead. But on Saturday, a handful of state senators and citizens objected to this process and shined a light on it. MTN's Mike Dennison was there and files this report.
Late Friday, a House committee killed an extensive proposal from Attorney General Tim Fox to toughen Montana's drunk driving laws. But by Saturday morning, an 81-page amendment had been prepared, including most of the DUI bill, to be jammed into a completely different bill, which was sitting in the Senate Finance and Claims Committee. But that's not all. The amendment also included contents of two other bills meant to address an epidemic of missing Native American women, the so-called Hannah's Act, and one other. The idea was to make this new, huge hybrid bill must-pass legislation so it couldn't be voted down. Democratic members of the Senate panel objected.
Even though I need to vote for Hannah's Act, I cannot do it with this DUI section in it.
This is the democratic process that we're all elected and sworn to uphold, and now we're jamming a bill in there that's based in leveraging the lives of Native American women. It's disgraceful. It's an abuse of our power. It's abuse of the system.
That brought a response from the panel's Republican chair, Senator Ryan Osmundson of Buffalo.
So if you'd like to bring an amendment, if you'd like to bring a bill, you're welcome to do so. That's how the system works. So, and then we vote. And it either passes or it fails. I have good ideas at times, I have bad ideas at times. Senator Jacobson, you have good ideas at times and you have bad ideas at times, and we vote on those ideas.
Democrats on the panel moved to separate out the language on Hannah's Act from the amendment, but Republicans voted that down. But after consulting further, Republicans relented and allowed that language to be removed. Yet a majority of the panel still amended the DUI language into the bill, passed it, and then consented to listen to public comment. John McDonald, a lobbyist for Montana newspapers, said the panel had violated Montana's constitutional right to public participation by not holding a scheduled hearing before the vote. Veteran lawyer and lobbyist John Metropolis had even harsher words.
If this process is allowed to stand, I'm here to bury the Montana Constitution, not praise it. If it allows this, because this is shameful, makes a mockery of the system, of your efforts, of my efforts. Whose plaything is the legislatures? Whose plaything are we? Do we really have a say?
Most of that 81-page amendment was stuffed into this formerly one-page bill, known as a companion bill with a broad title for just this purpose in the waning days of the session. Several more of these companion bills remain in play. How might they be used? We don't know yet. At the Capitol, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Thank you, Mike. And the session is scheduled to wrap up by May 1st. A bill that would increase protections for firefighters who develop cancer or other illnesses after their time on the job has cleared its last legislative hurdle. The Montana Senate voted 40-10 to give final approval to Senate Bill 160, sponsored by Democratic Senator Nate McConnell of Missoula. The bill will now go to Governor Steve Bullock's desk. SB 160 would let firefighters claim workers' compensation benefit for several types of cancer, heart attacks, and abscess-related illnesses. Now, firefighters say they're at greater risk for these types of illnesses because of the substances they're exposed to on the job. Advocates say they've been working for 20 years to establish this type of coverage. They say Montana is one of just 4 states that hadn't already recognized cancers as job-related illnesses for firefighters.
It is real people. It's your neighbors. We're certainly excited to get our foot in the door and get some protections coming for those that protect our communities.
Advocates thanked everyone who supported this effort. They said personal stories from firefighters were particularly important. That includes Great Falls firefighter Jason Baker, who lost to a battle with cancer earlier this year. Turning now to weather with Rob Griggs. And is it true rain is going to be coming and we're going to be wanting to go away? It's spring.
Well, yeah, I think anytime rain comes in, it's like, okay, you've been around long enough. Let's get back to sunshine. We all like that. We're not the only ones having rain, though, as we well know. Take a look at the national scene down there in the south, Zoe. Oh, my goodness, what a storm system from Texas across Oklahoma into Kentucky and Tennessee. And yes, edging ever so close to Augusta, Georgia. Thought I'd show you just how close that storm system is right now. By tomorrow afternoon, severe thunderstorms expected across that region. That jet track coming in from the southwest. Right now, it's pretty decent, should be pretty decent tomorrow morning, but they're going to have to get after it. Meanwhile, here in Montana, you can see we've got showers moving in from the west. Some of those showers, snow flurries in the higher elevations. So we'll talk about what that means for Palm Sunday, and then as we go into Easter work week, we'll give you the complete storm tracker forecast in just a little bit. Zoe?
Thanks, Rob. Some inspiration for reading culminating in a fun day at the racetrack. Some racing enthusiasts brought Read, Win, Race to 3 schools Friday. Students at Canyon Creek School heard and saw the powerful drag racing cars. Earlier in the day, the racers brought the cars to Trinity Lutheran and Elsion. The next 4 weeks, students will read in a competition. The winner of the reading race automatically advances to the drag racing final, featuring the principal as the drivers. The thinking behind the program is reading is winning, racing, and makes it fun.
Having these guys come out here today and show them their talents and their interests and hobbies, that in itself will get kids to read. Sounds like I'm going to get a chance to try it out. I've never done it, and I'm excited about that.
It's called the Ultimate Principal Challenge. Seeing all the kids today and the excitement around the cars was huge. It's been a very exciting day. You can't involve 700 kids with cars and racing and all the excitement of it and not believe that somewhere in the future you're going to change one of those kids' lives.
The principals from each of the 3 schools will race at the Yellowstone Drag Strip in Acton on May 25th. Zoo Montana hosted an early Easter celebration with a twist of science. The Extravaganza Zoo and Science 2 brought families out today. The event no longer had an egg hunt, but Easter was still celebrated along with Earth Day. And they're all part of festivities during the day. Kids enjoyed games and even received some science education, all while still getting a chance to see the animals.
The zoo is a great place to get some inspiration. That's what we're all about. We want, and obviously giving folks a good time and a great time to enjoy with their family. The great thing about Zoo Montana is that we're multi-generational, so it doesn't matter if you're 2 years old or 102, you can enjoy the facility just as much as the next person.
And Jeff estimates that about 2,500 people came out to the Extravaganza Zoo today. Well, stay with us. More to come tonight on the Q2 10 o'clock news. A non-traditional conservation group based out of Montana. After the break, in this week's Outdoor Report, find out why this particular company is growing so fast across the country. Later in sports, we're back inside the big barn for round 2 of the PBR. Saturday night thrills and spills coming up.
You're watching MTN News with Zoe Zandora. Storm tracker weather with Rob Griggs. And sports with Casey Conlon. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.